Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, God of Heroics, or you can just call me Hero. Today I am just uploading one of my videos from a stream I did over on IRIAM. I went ahead and recorded this while running the stream, so if you want to catch any of my streams live, you can go ahead and find me on IRIAM, or just wait for me to go ahead and just upload the full stream here. It's always going to be about an hour to 2 hours, maybe a little bit more depending on how much time I have. But anyway, enjoy. So today we are doing a can I beat these characters tier list with like 76 different fictional characters. We're using their in-universe explanations if we can beat them. So with Adachi, he's not a villain. It's Archie Sonic is on this list. So there's already a long list that I'm gonna go through, but I will also be taking recommendations from the chat. So Adachi from Persona 4, he's not a villain till very late game, so I have the entirety of the Persona 4 series to level up and beat him. And I've played and beat Persona 4. I'm really waiting for the remake. Adachi's fight really isn't that hard, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. So I am gonna put Adachi in tough fight, but I win. And the easiest part for this is that it's not a one-on-one fight. You do have your entire team. Next on the list is Baki. If I'm in the Baki universe, I'm a side character at best. Like, we're just gonna say that off rip. The most important characters in Baki are like the hard-hitting ones, which is obviously Baki, Yujiro Hanma, and then we have Jack Hanma and freaking Pickle. Those are probably like the top 4. If you want to do a top 5, anime only, I don't know, probably Biscuit or Hana, or what's his name? Yeah, Pickle's the goat for sure. Probably Hanayama, I think that's his name. The dude who always wears the suits, who rips out of his suit and his suit is still standing. He's heavy hitting. So with as crazy as the characters get in Baki with their martial arts and stuff, I don't think I stack up to Baki. So I'm gonna put him in Rip to me, because that's an instant KO. Hunter x Hunter, yeah, I can do a couple characters from Hunter x Hunter. Let's take, I don't know, throw out a random Hunter x Hunter character, because there's a lot of them. Like, we have Chrollo, Hisoka, Gon finna cook you for sure. Gon is 100% gonna cook me. There's nothing I can do to Gon. Gon would be, I think it would depend on how easy of a fight it would be, would depend on what part of Hunter x Hunter I go into. Gon's crash out is crazy. I'm not fighting him if he's about to kill Piso, because realistically, that's just me being dead. I'm just dead. If we fight like Gon before the Chimera Antarch, it is still a toss-up, because it matters what kind of ability I would have in the Hunter x Hunter verse. So obviously, like, Gon is an enhancer. I think Keel was a manipulator, and then freaking what's his name, Kurapika, is a specialist, but that's mostly because of his red eyes. But I don't know what I would be. I don't know what I would be, but if I have as much time to train as Gon does, he's already starting off with an advantage, because Gon was strong as hell from the very beginning. Kurapika is also my favorite character as well. Hilariously enough, he's my favorite character because he's basically Sasuke, but way more successful. Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill these Phantom Troop guys, and the first thing he does is train to get strong, and the second thing he does is kill a Phantom Troop member. Like, he, at least with Sasuke, like, you know, he struggles here and there. He has to get stronger to beat Itachi. He has to do some trials here and there, and, you know, like, steal Orochimaru's power and fight all these other ninja, grab the team with him, like, you know, Team Taka. But Kurapika he's just doing it by himself. Don't even get me started on Mewtwo. Oh my god, Mewtwo is not on this list, and I would 100% not survive Mewtwo. wouldn't even think of it. Well, that's kind of a toss-up too, because you can canonically catch Mewtwo or feint him in the Pokemon games, and considering that you don't fight him until late stage, yeah, I would probably say that I would beat Mewtwo. I would put him in tough fight, but I would. Sung Jin Woo, I'm not beating him. I am not beating him. There's a cutoff period to where I could probably beat him, because he's the only character in Hunter x Hunter who can actually get stronger, because once you're placed in your ranking, you're kind of just stuck there unless you go see that one lady who can like upgrade your abilities or whatever, even though she couldn't do it to Sung Jin Woo because he was obviously like high class, a high level. Can't do anything to Jinwoo probably after he defeats the serpent. No, actually a little bit further than that. Because around that time, that's when he was considered like a B class or like high B. Once he hits like A rank or S rank and like goes to national and all that, that's probably the cutoff to where I could say I would never beat Jinwoo in a fight, no matter what my rank is. Even if I lucked out and was an actual national level Hunter in Hunter x Hunter, I'm not beating Jinwoo by the time the end of season 2 hits. Saitama, it also depends on when I'm fighting him and how I choose to fight him, because we've seen that Saitama's weakness is games. So instead of going into a one-on-one fight with Saitama, I could easily just challenge him to like a fighting game and just beat him in the fighting game. That's the only way I can imagine beating him. All right, next on the actual list is Bakugo. And this is another one of those characters where it's really just dependent on like what I get in this world. Because in My Hero, there are a lot of good quirks, and then there are a lot of really just trash ones. Yeah, I know. He recently awakened his quirk. I've been I hella kept up with the manga, and I have recently finished the anime. And his quirk awakening is hella badass. I can't even lie. He's really good. He literally cooked him with the hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby mode emote. So that like in a perfect world, even if I get like one of the better quirks in My Hero, I'm still gonna lose. So I'm gonna say tough fight, but I lose, and that's best case scenario. And by best case scenario, I don't mean like I have the best quirk, because objectively the best quirk in My Hero would probably be like one of the top tiers, like New World Order or One for All with all the quirks unlocked. All for One, One for All definitely beats Bakugo 100%. If Deku and Bakugo fought at 100% of their power, Deku's absolutely winning that fight. But yeah, he is more or less easy to trick. But yeah, it depends on the quirk that I have, and it depends also at what point of the series I fight him. But I'm gonna put him in tough fight, but I lose. The next one on the list, it's Ben 10. However, the picture that they give me is Kid Ben 10. So here's my strategy for defeating Ben in this universe. Yeah, don't get me started on fucking Alien X. Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with Alien X. Fuck that. What I'm gonna do is, so the picture they gave me is Kid Ben. I'm gonna go off the picture and say that what they're giving me, bro's gonna get deleted. No. What they're giving me with Kid Ben 10, this is Ben when he didn't know how to control the Omnitrix, where he would slap his wrist and get some stupid alien in a situation that he didn't absolutely need it in. So yeah, so if I'm fighting Ben and he does happen to try to use an alien, first of all, I'm a human, so he's probably not going to try to use an alien until I'm already whooping his ass, because he's a kid. I'm beating a kid's ass. And then he's gonna use an alien, and at that point, the purest strategy, depending on what he gets, hopefully he doesn't get Accelerate, hopefully he doesn't get 4 Arms or Diamond Head. I'm praying in a perfect world of RNG that Ben would get something stupid like Ripjaws, where we're fighting in the middle of the city and he has like no water to keep himself hydrated. Or he gets someone like Gray Matter, who's like super small and he has like short legs. Because even if he gets Gray Matter, the objective isn't to beat him up. The objective is to survive. Did you know that the Omnitrix was meant for Uncle Ben? Yes, I did. I watched all of Ben 10. I'm 100% caught up with Ben 10 lore. But yeah, What I'm doing is waiting for the timer to run out. If I wait the 10 to 30 minutes for the timer to run out, then the Omnitrix is pretty much reloading, or it's on cooldown, so I can just beat the shit out of him. I'm gonna put him in I would kill this fool, because it wouldn't be a tough fight, it would just be stalling. Don't fucking fight Luffy. Okay, so Luffy is on this list. Let me find him. There he is. They picked a really dumb picture of him, but yeah, Luffy, I'm just gonna put in RIP to me. I'm not even gonna fight him. RIP to me. Luffy is beating the hell out of me. Aurelia, you've returned. This is your second stream that you've come in to see. So we are doing a can I beat them tier list with fictional characters. So far from the official list, we've gone over Adachi, Ben 10, Bakugo, Luffy, and Baki. And it's actually not looking that bad. We have one in each category except for RIP to me. RIP to me has 2 people. It's Luffy and Baki right now. So the weird thing about this list is that it's not just fictional characters. It's like pretty much everyone in a way. Goku. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. When we go over these characters, if you guys label a character that is on this list, I'm just gonna instantly place that character. We are going in alphabetical order, but if you label a character, I'm just gonna grab that character and put them where they go. So Goku is gonna say RIP to me. Even if I'm in the Dragon Ball universe, I'm a human. And as we've seen, even through Dragon Ball Super, the humans can only get so strong. I think like the strongest human being Krillin can just like, I mean, yeah, he's technically a planet buster. That's where most characters are. But as far as like the characters he can beat, he's really he's really good at just defeating since humans automatically get screwed up in the universe. Me versus you, RIP to me. That's hilarious. But yeah, so Krillin, he's strong enough to take on like Frieza Force enemies. I'm sure he could take on, I mean, obviously the Ginyu Force is nothing. We're so far past the Ginyu Force. I would say Krillin, as far as Dragon Ball goes, even in Super, he's like, I don't think he even surpasses like Boo, to be honest. Like, I know that sucks to say, but I mean, I could be wrong. Like, my power scaling on Krillin could be very wrong, but I really don't think if Kid Boo was like revived in full like Kid Boo form, not as Oob, I don't think Krillin would even beat Kid Boo currently in Super, which is, it really sucks to say. Gohan is basically just absolute beast, quite literally an absolute beast. Gohan's not on the list, but yeah, no, he's an absolute beast. Gohan's actually my favorite character, by the way, in all of Dragon Ball. So I really hate the amount of flack that Gohan gets, like the amount of hate that people really give him, because he's the only character, he's one of the few characters who's like just living his best life. Gohan never wanted to be a fighter. He always said that he wanted to be a scholar and study and live a peaceful life. He's got a wife, he's got a daughter, he's got a long-standing career. He don't want no beef. He's living in peaceful times. I mean, he's strong enough to fight if he needs to, but for the most part, he doesn't want to. All right. So again, like I said, the list is pretty much everybody. So don't be surprised when I say something stupid. Like our next entry, the next entry is Billie Eilish. I don't know why she's on this list. To my knowledge, she's not a fighter. So I'm just gonna put I would kill this fool. That would probably be the easiest. So I was just gonna say, hey, let's just chill. Yeah, pretty much. Gohan would rather sit and chill with somebody than to like actually have a fight with them. Yeah, Billie Eilish, easy murder. Next person on the list is Boss Baby. I'm gonna also put him in I would kill this fool. Unless there's something I'm missing, because I haven't actually watched Boss Baby, so I might be missing something. Yeah, exactly that. I would just be punting him. Next on the list is Brock from Pokemon. This I'm gonna put in I would kill that fool, not because Brock is like just a dude that I can beat up, which is probably also true, but if we're going with Pokemon logic, there's a very easy way to beat Brock. Bro's gonna fight a bodybuilder. Hilariously, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is on this list. But so Brock would be easy because even if I go the way that I normally go in Pokemon Gen 1, my starter of choice being Charmander, you can just head over to Victory Road before, well, in the direction of Victory Road before you challenge Brock and catch a Mankey. And if you level him up to, I think, 6, I think it's level 6 to 8 or something like that, he gets Low Kick. And Low Kick does damage to your enemy based on their weight. And Brock only has rock Pokemon, which means they're all heavy as shit. So you can pretty much sweep Brock's whole team with a Mankey if you level it up like strong enough, you know, so where he can like take a decent hit. The next one on the list is Bugs Bunny, and that's just ripped to me. Bugs Bunny has Toon Force, and I'm not messing with that. There's genuinely nothing I can do. Bro just finna drop kick them. I mean, that is genuinely how it's gonna work, unfortunately for Brock. All right, after Bugs Bunny is Buzz Lightyear, and there's a surprising number of people on this list that are just gonna go in, I would kill them. Because, I mean, this is a toy. Let's be real. Yeah, bro's just gonna melt him. Yeah, he's a toy. So, like, all I gotta do is just put him in the oven and turn it on to, like, 450. He's literally cooked. Throw him in the dumpster on trash day. Like, there's nothing he's doing to beat me. Next is Captain Underpants, and I'm gonna put this one in coin flip. Maybe a strange way to scale him, but I've read some Captain Underpants books when I was younger, and I also saw the movie. For the most, oh yeah, you're right. Actually, just use water. Yeah, because I was thinking in just like a regular fight, but strategically, yeah, that's just what that is. Just use water. You're right, because he has that Ranma 1/2 effect where he switches personalities. So yeah, that's I would kill this fool. Yeah, so I was gonna put him in coin flip because like this is a grown man with no sense of sanity, so it's possible that either I knock him out or he's too crazy and knocks me out. But yeah, no, you're right. Just put water on him, and then I win. Yeah, I was thinking way too hard on this one. Okay, next person on the list, Miranda Cosgrove, and I assume that because we're dealing with fictional characters, this is probably iCarly. And again, this is just gonna be an easy I would kill this fool. Miranda Cosgrove, she played Carly in the show iCarly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna put, regardless of whether this is Carly or Miranda or the actual person Miranda, that's an easy win. It's like fighting Billie Eilish. It's just a woman. A Robloxian. I don't think there's a Roblox character on this list, but if there was, assuming I'm in their universe, I could actually have whatever power any Roblox character could have. So I would put a Roblox character in coin flip because it would matter. It would matter like what abilities they have. Yeah, because if it's a Roblox character, he has immortality, but if I'm in the Roblox universe to fight them, then I'm also a Robloxian, so I would have the same immortality. So at that point, it would just matter like who can knock out the other person first. So that would just come down to like what powers he's getting based on what games he plays. And yeah, that's I'm not entirely like caught up with all the Roblox games. I just know that there's pretty much a game for everything. There's an infinite battle. Oh lord. Well, if it's a Robloxian that's played infinite battle, I probably lose because I haven't played infinite battle. Next up on the this is I love from Drake and Josh. Yeah, Miranda Cosgrove and Drake and Josh is a menace. In fact, if it's Megan from Drake and Josh, I would probably put her in tough fight, but I win, just because of how crafty she is with making people suffer and all that. Charlie Brown is on this list. I'm gonna put him in the I would kill this fool category because I mean, if you're just letting another little girl trip you while you're trying to play football, there's nothing you're gonna do to me. Absolutely nothing. Then we get Cheese from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Rimuru? Oh, don't do that to me. don't do that to me. That's a rip to me. I would die. Rimuru would kill me. Yeah, he's one of those. Rimuru is one of those heavy hitters. But I love him. Cheese, yeah. So Cheese from Foster's Home is next on the list. He doesn't fight, so technically that would be, I would kill this fool. But I hate Cheese. Like, Cheese is so freaking annoying to me. Just the amount of screaming and obnoxious behavior. Oh my god, I would hate him. Alright, next on the list is Chicken Little. And again, like I said, there are a lot of people on the I would kill this fool category. Yeah, I'm cooking Chicken Little. I'm dropping him in a deep fryer. I'm gonna pluck his feathers, fucking baste him in all sorts of sauces and seasonings, and then I'm gonna deep fry his ass and serve him to my family for dinner. Yeah, I would absolutely make chicken nuggies out of him. All right, Chip Skylark is on this list, and if I remember correctly, doesn't he like canonically beat characters in the Fairly Odd Parents? Chip Skylark, the singer, the My Shiny Teeth and Me guy, the Icky Vicky, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I believe he canonically beats people by showing them his teeth. He's from, okay, so Chip Skylark is from Fairly Odd Parents. If I remember correctly, Fairly Odd Parents is on Netflix right now. If you want to go see him, if you want to see more of him. But yeah, I think there's an episode where he actually beats people by showing them his teeth. And if he can just one-shot people by having shiny teeth, I'm gonna go and rip to me, because he would absolutely defeat me with that move. All right. The next one on the list is Chris McClain from Total Drama Island. So I'm gonna scale this one kind of weirdly. I'm gonna put him in coin flip, and it's because it matters where we're fighting. If we're fighting on any of the islands, then a lot of the challenges that he has are already death traps. So I could either beat him or fall into some stupid trap and die. But then we also have to worry about if Chef is on the island, because Chef is like if Shaq was like had the muscle mass of like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Chef canonically has been in war, in I believe several wars. So seeing that being the case, I would not want to have to deal with that. Dealing with Chef is already its own problem. So I'm gonna put it in coin flip. All right. Next on our list is Curious George. So I'm not fighting a monkey, because monkeys, believe it or not, are dangerous as hell. I'm not gonna. Well, first of all, I like Curious George already. Like, the yellow man's gonna get you. Yeah, the man in the yellow hat is definitely gonna get me if I kill George. But I actually like George. I grew up watching Curious George. Well, I saw his little show that he had. It was like a bunch of shorts, and then he had the one movie with that really good song. That one really good song that is heavily underrated for no reason. What's it called? Upside Down. That song is freaking amazing. I never saw the books. I didn't know they made a show. Yeah, I believe they made the show after the movie, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, but he had a show on PBS, and it was loosely based on the books. Yeah, there's a movie. There's a Curious George movie, and it has a really good soundtrack. Like, it's a very underrated movie because it was straight to DVD, but it has a really good soundtrack. I definitely recommend going to see that movie. It's really good. So yeah, I'm gonna put Curious George in coin flip, only because it would be an even fight. It would be a stalemate because I wouldn't even fight him. George is just wholesome. Next on the list is Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. This matters where I catch him. Like, if I catch him lacking at school, I can probably say tough fight, but I win. Because he probably, oh, thank you for the gifted. Thank you for the purple glow stick. Thank you, Trashy Witch. So for Dexter, um, if I catch him like at school or like outside or somewhere, I can probably say tough fight, but I win because I imagine he would have maybe a gadget or two on him. But I mean, he's a kid, so his thought isn't, yeah, send him dark, he's done. But yeah, but his mindset isn't like, oh, I gotta protect myself outside because he's a kid. So to him, since he's hiding his stuff, he's gonna keep it all in his lab. So I can probably catch him lacking outside. But if I do end up fighting him in his lab, as long as his sister is in the lab, as long as Dee Dee is there, I can probably still pull a win because she does nothing but sabotage him. So I'm gonna put him in tough fight, but I win because no matter what the situation, I'm winning. It's just a matter of how long it's gonna take me to get there. Dora the Explorer is up on this list, and that is I would kill this fool. That is an easy dub. Dora the Explorer is an easy win. Even if she has Boots with her, I don't think Boots can fight. Don't destroy the lab, just unlog his just unlog his log. Yeah, I can do that. If I fight Dexter, I can just log him out and then make my own user and take over his stuff. That actually would put him in the I would kill this fool category. All right, Dora's an easy kill. Next on the list is Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and no, I'm not fighting this guy. So here's the thing. I don't know if The Rock can fight in the traditional sense. Like, yeah, he's been trained for like action movies, but Fear the Scorpion King, yeah, for real. But yeah, like as far as fighting, I don't know if he has fighting tactics, like as far as like an actual style, like how there's like boxing, Muay Thai, capoeira, stuff like that. I don't think The Rock has an actual fighting style, as far as I know. I mean, because the only times I've seen him fight is either fighting in a trained action movie, which is just him, just throwing his weight around, grabbing people, throwing them, giving like strong punches. And then there's obviously like his wrestling career. And yeah, the strategy here would be like, don't get grabbed, obviously, or to break out of his grabs, which if you've learned Krav Maga, then you would know how to break out of grabs. But at the end of the day, it's still a hard fight because this is like a tall bodybuilder, like over 6 feet bodybuilder, who could probably crush my spine with a simple hug. So I'm gonna put this in tough fight, but I lose. I know for a fact I lose, but I'm at least gonna try because this is just another adult human. So I'm gonna treat this fight like a regular like fist fight. Ellen DeGeneres. I'm gonna put an I would kill this fool. I'm not even debating that. Ellen is, wow, that's really crazy. That is 3 real life women in the I would kill this fool category. I'm gonna look so misogynistic when this is over. That is insane. All right, Eden Yeager, not beating him. Not Dory. Yeah. I'm sorry, Witch. Yeah, Ellen gotta go. But yeah, Eden Yeager is next on the list. It's showing, I think this image is from season 3. And yeah, no, he's already a Titan already. He has his Titan powers. So I'm gonna say rip to me. I would lose that fight no matter what. Flapjack? I don't know anything about Flapjack. So if you guys know something about Flapjack that I don't, please let me know. Because I would, since I don't know anything about him. Oh, hey Swag Hog, thank you for the star and the follow. I also noticed that you followed me on YouTube. You subscribed to my YouTube channel, and thank you for that. I plan on posting 2 to 3 times a month, on Fridays specifically. All my posts are going up on Fridays until I probably have more time to post throughout the week. But yeah, it's gonna be Fridays only. But next on our list, Flapjack. I'm gonna put Flapjack in coin flip because I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he has some kind of crazy powers. I don't know if he has Toon Force or if he's just a regular guy. I know literally nothing about Flapjack. I've never watched his show. So yeah, I don't know. Flats from SpongeBob, the I'm gonna kick your butt guy. He's apparently on this list. And if I was in the SpongeBob world, I'm not a main character, obviously, because all the character slots are taken. I'm just a random fish. But here's the thing: the random fish in the background, like the background characters, they're they're about that life. Like every time, every background fish is about that life. They're ready to throw down. They're ready to fight. They be jumping. They mob out of nowhere. So I don't think Flats is winning. I'm gonna put him in tough fight, but I win because every fish except maybe the guy who keeps screaming my leg, they're very active when it comes to it. Like remember when they jumped at Old Man twice just because? That was pretty insane. Or every time SpongeBob does anything wrong and they are ready to like mob him and jump him. Yeah, so if I'm one of them, if I'm one of those fish, then I'm definitely winning that. So let's see. Fred Flintstone is next on this list. Sorry, Sanic Swaghog, I didn't explain this, but we're doing can I beat these characters in a fight? We're going through this whole list that's already on the tier list maker, and then I'm also taking suggestions from the comments, and we're deciding if I would be able to defeat these characters. But the caveat is that it has to be in the universe. So I'm not just going in fighting as a regular guy, I'm in their universe fighting them as a character from their franchise. So if there's some kind of abilities or powers in there that I can learn within a decent amount of time, like by time I'm the age that I am now as an adult, then I can use those powers to defeat them. And Fred Flintstone, to my knowledge, there are no abilities in the Flintstones universe, but he is, well, he's a caveman, so I can assume that he already has a lot of like muscle mass and that he objectively is strong. I mean, he's strong enough to run the entire car that he's in with a dinosaur and his family in it, so he's pretty strong. But to my knowledge, he doesn't fight, so it's like fighting The Rock if he never fought anybody. It's like he's just a bodybuilder, but he doesn't fight. So I'm gonna say tough fight, but I win. Because as a caveman, if I get hit at all, that's pretty much GG's. I don't even know which Curse the Cowardly Dog villain to suggest, but surely one of them. It really depends on which one you pick, because if you pick like Ramses, like the Return the Slab guy, or that giant floating head from the moon or whatever, I'm not beating them. Those are pretty much supernatural beings that I can't get around. But if you pick like Fred, the guy who just cuts Courage's hair in the bathroom, yeah, I can beat him because he's just a barber with a creepy smile. But yeah, it depends on who you pick. Next on the list is Gordon Ramsay. So there's a thing that I know about Gordon Ramsay that I don't know if most people know. He is a trained black belt in karate. Like, he actively trains to this very day. I'm not beating this trained black belt. Like, being a black belt means that you are legally considered a deadly weapon. I'm not, like, that's Rip to me. I'm gonna put him in Rip to me right under Ed and Yeager. So yeah, I'm not fighting him. The next one is also Rip to me because it's the Grim Reaper from Billy and Mandy. Grim. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of episodes where he does get beat up, and then there are some episodes where he even gets his scythe stolen. So I guess it really just depends on the context of the fight. Like, if I just, like, to be honest, well, thinking about it now, I'm like, this would probably be more of an easy fight. I'm gonna put it in coin flip. It's gonna be a toss-up, because I could either just, like run up and kick him in his like leg, knocking his leg off, then take his scythe and beat him up with it. It's often easy to steal his scythe. He might not even care. Yeah, that's very true. So I'm gonna put it in coin flip, because if he's actively trying to kill me, it's very well possible that I could die, and then he does have like dark magic and shit. But if I just run in, sweep his legs from under him, I can just take the scythe and just beat him with it. Let's move him up. Let's put him in tough fight, but I win. So Gru from the Despicable Me movies. So adult Gru, regardless of where you're looking at him in the universe, he's already spy trained. He's hand-to-hand combat trained. He's very flexible. He's very agile. And on top of that, he has hella weapons that he carries with him on a regular basis, like his iconic freeze ray. And he has minions that move in droves to basically back him up on a regular. Even if they don't move in droves, there's still like 3, sometimes 4 of them that are constantly with him. I don't think I can beat this guy. This isn't even tough fight, but I lose. This is just RIP to me. And to be honest, it'd probably be the same for the next guy, because next we have Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. This is another guy who has hella gadgets on him. He always has traps set up and everything. But if I get him talking, which is very easy to do, I could probably sabotage any plan or use one of his innators on him. Because what it looks like in the Phineas and Ferb universe is like he's very easy. It's not that he's easy to defeat, but it's like as long as you just play your cards right, it's not that difficult to beat him. And then on top of that, you have to remember that his innators and his plan always go like side by side with anything Phineas and Ferb are building, and they cancel each other out. So to be honest, I'm gonna put this in tough fight, but I win because I know I'm gonna get caught in a trap. Yeah, or if I'm Perry the Platypus. Oh yeah, that's even better. If I'm Perry, or even if I'm one of like the animal agents from the what is their group called? OSHA or something? I feel like that's wrong. It's not OSHA. Whatever their organization, the animal organization is. I can't remember the name. But if I'm an animal agent from their organization, then yeah, I'm well trained and I'm gonna defeat Doofenshmirtz. Yeah, I'm gonna put tough fight, but I win just because of the traps and stuff. All right, next one. This might be a little controversial to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and place him here. It's gonna be Huey Freeman from the Boondocks, and I'm also gonna put him in tough fight, but I win. And I say this based on the fact that Huey has never beat a grown man in a fight, except for, I think, Uncle Ruckus. Because I remember that one episode where Uncle Ruckus was like a theater monitor or whatever, and he like pulled out he broke the broomstick and was like using it as a bow staff, and him and Huey had like a fight in the hallway. I don't remember if Huey won that fight or not, but yeah, Huey, as much as he is trained in martial arts, it's really hard to tell what martial arts he's trained in, but he's trained in martial arts and he's kind of like a weapons expert, mostly with the sword. But you got to remember, he's still just a kid, and he's gotten his ass beat by pretty much every grown adult he's ever fought. So regardless of how skilled he is, it's still a win just because I'm an adult at this point. So I'm going to put him in tough fight, but I win just because no adult except actually no adult was getting their ass beat by Huey except Bushido Brown, but he only was getting beat up because Huey had the gauntlet, the Black Fist gauntlet that would electrocute him. So if he needed something like that to really get the edge up, then yeah, that's an instant win on my part. Next is Igor from the Persona series, the guy in the Velvet Room who basically talks to everybody, who can talk to everybody who's of the wild card arcana, well, the Joker arcana with the wild card ability. This is ripped to me. From what I've learned in the Persona games, it's that the attendants that he has, like Elizabeth and all the others that are in the Velvet Room, they have complete control over the Persona Compendium, so they can summon any persona they would like and in any order, fuse them however they like, and they're all just wicked powerful. Especially in what is it, the Persona Fighting Arena, the Persona Ultimax games. Elizabeth is playable in one of them, and I think Margaret is playable in the second one or third one. No, not a third one, it's a second one. And they can literally use whatever persona they want just because they have the power of the compendium. So Igor, who is above them, that's a win. There's no way. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna leave him in RIP to me. And it's mostly because you can, in the Persona games, you can battle Elizabeth in Persona 4? No, that's wrong. In Persona 3, you can fight Elizabeth, and her win con is an ability called Megiddo Loud, which does almighty damage, and it does all the damage. Like, you literally get one-shotted by it, no matter what your health is, and you have to strategically fight her in a way where you don't get beat up. Where you have to fight her in a way where, like, you can negate her abilities or force her to change her strategy. And if you can do that, then yeah, you can pull a win. But it's a hard fought battle, and you have to have a full team to complete that. So if it's just me, then I'm not winning that fight with Elizabeth or Margaret. If it's me and a team, like the other Persona characters, I can pull a win. But then if we're fighting Igor, it's unknown how powerful he is, but considering that you have to plan that much ahead just to beat his attendance, I'm sure he's got some crazy power on him. Sonic Swaghog, you said, can you beat Stink Meter Possession? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, Huey's already well trained as he is, but again, he's a kid, and as well trained as he is, Stink Meter was putting belt to ass on him. And Riley was in that fight, who looked like he was a little trained, at least better than he was in season 1 or 2. And then Granddad, who's mostly just good with the belt, he beat the fuck out of all of them at the same time. I think the only way they could have beat Stink Meter is like if Bushido Brown was still alive and Luna was still there, the psycho crazy kung fu wolf bitch. If Luna and Bushido Brown teamed up, I think they could beat Stink Meter. But I want to scale Stink Meter above Luna, because she's trained with like the Kumite, which is obviously basically just a Mortal Kombat ripoff. But Stink Meter trained pretty much Kumite and stronger in hell, fighting the devil himself pretty much. So I want to say Stink Meter is higher than her on that list. All right. Next on the list is Inspector Gadget. And I'm gonna say this is just rip to me, because he has a lot. Inspector Gadget just has a lot going on for him. He's not really a good hand-to-hand fighter, but his bag of go-go gadget random nonsense, I can't deal with it. Like, he would have a gadget for everything. Absolutely. Like, I mean, yeah, I can remove that is the win con, to remove the chip, but that requires me to be able to remove the chip with all of his go-go gadgets. You know what? I'm gonna move him down to tough fight, but I lose, just because of that. Like, if my plan is to remove the chip, I feel like if I don't get it within the first 2 tries, he now knows that that's what I'm going for, and he's gonna use every gadget in his ability to like stop me from doing so. Even with that, he still runs on love. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. You know, I'm gonna put him right back in rip to me. Never mind. I lose that fight. Next on the list is Jerry the Mouse from Tom and Jerry. Sorry, Jerry Mouse. His middle name is not the Jerry Mouse from Tom and Jerry, and that is another rip to me. Yeah, Jerry quite literally has Toon Force, so enough said. I'm not dealing with that. We already dealt with Bugs Bunny, who already has Toon Force, and that's an instant win. Yeah, he doesn't die or age. Next on the list is Jigglypuff, and if I'm in the Pokemon universe, I already have probably a team of what, 4 to 5 by the time I meet a Jigglypuff in the game in Gen 1, and at that point I can just beat Jigglypuff. It's really not that hard. I'm gonna put I would kill this fool. I would actually catch the Jigglypuff, but we're gonna say I would kill this fool. All right. Next on the list, hi Dorothy. Okay, you don't have to be so loud. Next on the list is Jimmy Neutron, and this is kind of similar to Dexter, where it kind of just depends on where I'm meeting him, because I could just meet him at like the ice cream parlor and just put belt to ass, because he's not expecting a fight at the parlor, so it just is what it is. But if I end up somehow meeting him at his house, that's definitely a loss. Even if he's out now, actually, even if he's at the ice cream parlor, he still has Goddard on him, and Goddard is, I'm not beating Goddard, So if he teams up with Goddard in any way, that's a loss. I'm gonna put tough fight, but I lose because he is a kid, so he's fragile. I could easily one-shot him if I just aim for his head. Like if I hit him in the temple, I can knock him out instantly. But if for any reason Goddard catches on, does it meet him at the autonomous mixed fancy? Yeah, I could beat him if we do that. I'm gonna put him in tough fight, but I win because it's very situational. Sniper Jimmy Neutron Sniper's Dream. Yeah. Yeah, that's like everybody in Fortnite who plays the Vegeta skin. Like everybody stopped using Vegeta in Fortnite because his head is so massive. He's just basically he just gets headshotted every time. It's easy. All right, next on the list is Johnny Bravo. And to my knowledge, he doesn't know how to fight. He's just a big dude, but he doesn't know how to fight. His muscles are just for show to get the ladies. And as a matter of fact, I distinctly remember several episodes where random women he hits on just beat his ass. So yeah, that's an easy win. I'm gonna put I would kill this fool because he's not trained in any kind of fight. In fact, I don't think he knows how to fight, period. Yes, Dorothy. You want to do the next one? All right. The next one is Johnny Test. What do you think, Dorothy? Really? That's insane. Okay. So I'm going to say Johnny Test is a coin flip because it matters what episode I beat him at or what's going on. Because if he's been experimented on by his sisters when I am about to fight him, it really depends on what they did to him. Because if he gets like superpowers, I'm losing that. Oh my fucking god! Whip crack sound effect. So there's a there's a video by what's his name? Tevin, and he basically does like drinking challenge videos. That's usually what I see when his videos pop up. But he has a video with Johnny Test, and one of the rules is drink every time there's a whip crack sound effect. Yo, I haven't watched it, but I just know his liver is screaming right now. His liver hates him for that. Yeah, I'm gonna put Johnny coin flip. Kim Possible. This is probably the most. This is probably. I don't. Is this one-sided? Is this one-sided? Because like, to scale me in real life. So if I ended up in the Kim Possible universe, I probably don't have superpowers. It's possible that I could end up becoming an agent, like one of these super spies, like Kim, because IRL, I already work out all like regularly. I already have like a decent muscle mass for my height. I already am trained in karate. I'm trained in Krav Maga, and I'm learning boxing. So in theory, if I was in the Kim Possible universe where we could do the crazy flips and like the extreme somersaults and dodging attacks from Shego, who quite literally has superpowers, I feel like this is probably the most even matchup I've had with anybody on this list. Because looking at this list, everybody, I'm either just dog walking them or I'm beating them through gimmicks, or they absolutely just beat the hell out of me. But this is probably the truest coin flip fight ever. Because like I could easily just be sexist about this and be like, oh, she's a woman, women are genetically weaker than men. But it's not even about that. It's about stats at this point. And the fact that she goes head to head with Shigo on a regular basis, she really got that. She probably got that more than me though. But it is possible I can pull out a win. It's not like it's not like her win rate is 100% win rate. You know, she can lose, she can get hit, she can take damage, she can be knocked out. So it's just a matter of who can get who first, to be honest. All right, and the next person, oh my god, I hate this. I promise, I'm gonna keep this promise. I will not actively talk about Kingdom Hearts in depth in any of my streams or on my channel. I love Kingdom Hearts. I know way too much about Kingdom Hearts, but I refuse to talk about Kingdom Hearts in full detail. But this next person on the list, I hate. I hate the next person on this list. And it's Mickey. It's Mickey Mouse, specifically in Kingdom Hearts 3. I hate him with a passion. You know what? I don't even care what his feats are. I don't even care what Keyblade I would get if I get one. I don't care what powers I would have in Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to put I would kill this fool. I'm putting Mickey in the absolute bottom of I would absolutely beat his ass. No, I'm putting him, sorry, at the top of I would beat his ass. This is the first person on this entire list that I would actively beat the hell out of. I know, rather specific. Yes, I know, Sonic, rather specific, but I hate Mickey Mouse. Without getting too much into detail about the Kingdom Hearts lore, I'm not going to go into detail. There's a character named Aqua in Kingdom Hearts, and in her story, she ends up stuck, trapped behind the door to darkness, trapped there for years. The reason she's trapped there, you could probably blame Mickey for this. You probably could blame Mickey, but I'm going to go ahead and give him some grace and say it's not his fault. In Kingdom Hearts, Mickey has escaped the realm of darkness twice. He has done this twice. He's left the world of darkness, gone back to the world of darkness, and then come back from the world of darkness again with Riku. So in Kingdom Hearts 3, when we meet Aqua in the realm of darkness, she's lost her Keyblade, she's taken over by the darkness, and she's completely evil, and we have to fight her and purify her, basically. And Mickey Mouse, this dumbass motherfucker who again has been here twice and escaped twice with another guy who has been here and escaped here multiple times, Riku, he says, oh, well, we had to leave Aqua here and I was planning to come back for her, but, you know, it just wasn't the right time. You know, I didn't feel like we were strong enough to come back and save her. You left her here for over 10 years because you didn't think you could come to the world of darkness, rescue Aqua, and bring her back with you. You've done it twice. That is not an excuse. That is abandonment. Mickey is evil. Oops. If Mickey said oops, I would have blue skidooed into Kingdom Hearts and shot him myself. Anyway, moving on. Next person on the list is Kirby, and Kirby is beating me no matter what. I can't beat Kirby. Nothing I can do to Kirby. Larry the Lobster is on this list, and I'm gonna say tough fight, but I lose. Because Larry, he's not necessarily a fighter, but he is a trained bodybuilder, and being a lobster, he has a very hard outer shell. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't he been to the Salty Spittoon? I feel like he's been there once, because there were 2 episodes based on the Salty Spittoon, and I think he either went to the Salty Spittoon or he was friends with somebody in the Salty Spittoon, aside from Sandy, because Sandy went to the Salty Spittoon and she has mad respect for Larry. But yeah, I'm going to put him in tough fight, but I lose off the basis that I would be one of those random background fish that likes to fight. Considering that SpongeBob characters are very small, going by David Hasselhoff scaling. Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. I was thinking, like, if I'm in the world of SpongeBob, that I'm one of the background fish. If I can just be a human, which I can be because they exist in SpongeBob, that makes all of the SpongeBob characters L's, like, instantly. So Larry goes up to I would kill him. Flats goes up to I would kill him. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. But this next one, I don't know how I feel. Okay, so the next one on this list is Lightning McQueen. A fight to Lightning McQueen would be like basically a race. At worst, it would be like the spy races in what was that? The second movie in Cars 2. And either way, Lightning pulls a win here, right? I mean, I guess it would just be based on what kind of car I would be, like, because if I could be like one of the supercars from Cars 3, then I could say that 9 times out of 10 I win this race. But if, like, just in a general basis, considering Lightning McQueen's track record, I I would say that I lose this. I'm gonna say tough fight, but I lose. Yeah, I think time itself is a factor. Yeah, it is. It really depends on like when in the car's universe I show up and what kind of car I am. Because like if I show up after like in the first movie, but when he was still like trying to retrain and get his bearings, you know, when he was getting mud shot in his face and all that, I could say I could win like that drag race. But if this is like Cars 2 or 3, or well, especially 3, like after he, you know, got his upgrades and stuff, then yeah, I could say I would lose. So I'm gonna put tough fight, but I lose just because of his track record of wins to losses. Um, Next is Little Mac from Punch Out. I'm going to say that this is tough fight, but I lose. I'm not gonna say I would beat Little Mac because yeah, he's the fact that in Punch Out, I'm pretty sure he's the only person like this, but he actually has a meter where he charges up to like his ultimate, the KO punch. Pretty sure that the enemies don't get anything like that. So if I'm fighting him, that's like his own unique ability in the game. All the characters, they do have like their own individual like quirks or abilities, kind of their own like specific abilities. I don't know what mine would be, but to be fair, I would just be the guy on the other side of the screen on Punch Out, and I'm pretty sure Little Mac would just wash me. To be fair, he is also a professional boxer, and that puts him on the level of like how Gordon Ramsay is like a professional black belt. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna move Little Mac down, or move him up to RIP to me, because yeah, he would just instantly beat me. Yeah, that's GG's. Next is Megamind, and I'm gonna I guess it really depends on when in the Megamind franchise, because if I show up when he's like depressed, he probably wouldn't even care, and I could probably sneak him. But in a general basis, if I'm in the Megamind universe, that means it is possible for me to also get powers. So if I can get powers like Titan, I think that was his name, Titan, the guy who had like who stole like what's his name's powers? Metro Man's powers? Yeah, I could probably pull a win. Yeah, Titan. Yeah. Okay, so I could probably pull a win on Megamind if I have his powers and I'm not stupid. Because like that guy was a dumbass. Wrong? Megamind gave those to him. Yeah. Megamind did give him those powers. Okay. Right. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've seen this movie. I just remember Titan being like an absolute dick, and he was trying to use his powers to get the girl. And that didn't work out for him. And then they had that whole final battle and all that jazz. I also did not watch that reboot show because I'm pretty sure that it was bad. I've been told it's horrible, and I watched Spilling the Milk do their reaction to the show, and I think they probably have done like the whole show, but I've only seen like 2 episodes of their reactions to that particular show. But yeah, I'm gonna put in tough fight, but I lose. Yeah, I'm pretty sure even if I'm like really like going in and I'm beating the shit out of him, he's gonna think of some kind of strategy to beat me. All right, next is Michael Jackson. So do we want to do like a composite Michael Jackson where he has like his abilities from the music videos, or are we just talking about regular schmegular Michael Jackson here? Because like if he has his abilities from the music videos, then I lose this no matter what. That's just ripped to me. But in real life, I don't think he can fight. I mean, aside from the many different parodies where he's been a dance fighter, like the Game Boy game. But yeah, I'm gonna say I would win this. Because if he doesn't fight, then that's just an instant win. Me, when I point a gun at Michael Jackson, he just slowly pushes it down. Yeah. See, that's why you can't bring a gun to a fight with Michael Jackson, because he'll just do that, and that's the win con right there. You know what? Just for the meme, I'm gonna put it in coin flip. because he would just push the gun down and that just ends the fight. Like, we wouldn't be fighting at that point. We just agree not to fight. What can I do? Well, as a real life person, like I was talking about with who on this list was I talking about? Kim Possible. So when we were talking about Kim Possible, I kind of scaled myself IRL. So I'm active in the gym fairly regularly. I'm not going to say I'm a bodybuilder because I'm literally not, but I work out enough to stay healthy. I know I'm trained in karate. I'm not a black belt like Gordon Ramsay, so I would absolutely get my ass whooped. But I'm probably like halfway there in my opinion. I think what blue belt is like halfway to black, or am I wrong about that? I can look at the belt rankings again later, but actually I'm on a computer. I can look them up right now. Karate belt rankings. I'm hoping they're going to show me the color ranking because I definitely should have looked that up. Blue is a little bit under green. So there's yellow, red, purple, blue, then it's green, brown, red, and black. So I'm like three belt tiers away from Gordon Ramsay. And then I also know Krav Maga. I learned them both at the same time. I was learning both with my instructor at the time. So if you want to say Krav Maga would also be blue, then go ahead. And I'm a beginner in boxing, so I'm not like, I'm not Little Mac or anything like that. But I've gotten all the fundamentals down, and I'm using that as part of my fighting style. But I'm still actively training in boxing. But that's why I say, like, I'm not beating him. Like, that's just not how that goes. Like, I'm not beating up Michael Jackson. He's just gonna point my gun to the floor. Kim Possible, if I'm in her universe, I can easily scale a little bit higher than her just because I'm an adult. But she is far more agile than I am. And she's also been doing this longer than me because she literally fights supervillains and, a superpowered being like Shigo. So, I mean, it kind of just depends on who gets hit harder and who gets knocked out with Kim Possible. That's the only reason I scaled her the way I did. I put her in coin flip. But if we are going by lore, then technically my character here is God of Heroics. Since he gives blessings to people that are considered heroes, he also copies their abilities, and that would just put Kim Possible way lower than me, which is why I'm scaling based on if I was in their universe, because if I go scaling based on lore, then my character wins no matter what, and that's kind of unfair. Alright, the next on this list is Mob from Mob Psycho. I think his name is, Shigeo? I think that's his real name. This I'm gonna put in stalemate, because this is a person I would choose not to fight, because I mean, one, he has psychic abilities and he's probably one of the strongest experts in his entire universe, but he could easily use his psychic abilities to stop me because I'm just a guy. Even if I'm in his world and I have psychic powers, if I gain Esper abilities, he's still likely a stronger Esper than I am. So at that point, it's just a matter of how long until he decides to use 100% of his power and absolutely floor me. So I'm not dealing with that. We're just going to put him in coin flip just because the idea that he can do that would make me not even want to try to fight him. It would be way easier to probably knock him out than it would be to just consistently try to fight him into the death, because there's no way I'm pulling off that kill. Next is Monokuma from Danganronpa, the black and white bear. I don't know if he has powers. I actually am not very well versed in the Danganronpa. In fact, let me look this up real quick. Danganronpa. What's his name? Monokuma? Yep, Monokuma. Let's see what are his powers, because if he even has powers at all, that's just an instant dub. Just don't go into some school or some shit. Yeah, to be honest, if I could probably beat Mob if I just don't go into any school. What the hell? Monokuma has crazy powers. Okay, so I just did a quick Google search. Danganronpa Monokuma powers. Monokuma's powers are vast and versatile, stemming from his robotic nature and control over the killing game, including immense power, hypersonic speed, advanced weaponry like flamethrowers, cannons, machine guns, stealth camouflage, after images, reality bending control over the Neo World program, creating environments and other robots, immunity to some attacks, and even fourth wall awareness, allowing him to manipulate events and execute brutal punishments, essentially making him a godlike figure within his controlled reality, though his power level is sometimes debated between city level and universe depending on the interpretation. I am getting floored by Monokuma. What the hell? Yeah, I thought this bear was just kind of like in charge of like a death game, and he would just be like, hey, do this, do that, these are the rules, and don't mess with me, and that would be it. But no, this motherfucker has godlike abilities. Okay, well, damn. Anyway, that's in RIP to me. I'm definitely not fighting him. The next person on this list is Mordecai from Regular Show. So I'm gonna put him in I would kill this fool for a couple different reasons. I bet it's just an ass pull whenever. It probably just is an ass pull whenever. So I'm putting Mordecai in I would kill this fool, and it's only because I know way too much about the Regular Show universe. In order to fight Mordecai, I would just show up in like the jean shorts and a mullet, and I would fight him with Death Kwon Do. And because he would have to actually actively go put on the jean shorts and do a mullet to get the Death Kwon Do powers, he's going to be underprepared for this fight. It's going to be like when Rigby first learned Death Kwon Do and he showed up and started using it on everybody at the park. There's pretty much nothing you could do to that. Like, you just get your ass beat. He had to actively go learn Death Kwon Do and then learn the Death Block to defeat Rigby. So all I gotta do is just pull up using Death Kwon Do, beat his ass, and yeah, that's it. Like, I one-shot the park at that point. Everybody in the park, even Muscle Man. Next is Muscles from Tom and Jerry, Jerry's cousin. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put RIP to me because he also has Toon Force, and on top of that, he's a way tougher fight than Jerry. So not dealing with him. Who's this? This person I don't know who this next person on the list is. It's a character from Danganronpa where they have like a green jacket and they have like curly but kind of spiky white hair. As far as I know, I've only seen the Danganronpa anime for like the first game. So I don't know who this character is. But from what I know, none of the humans have powers. They're all just trapped in this death game. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know Danganronpa that much either. This is something I would have to brush up on. But from what I know, none of these characters none of the human characters have any powers. That's just my knowledge. So since this is basically just a kid, I'm gonna put him in I would kill this fool. Pac-Man. Yeah, I'm gonna put tough fight, but I lose. Because I know Pac-Man has powers, but it's really hard to nail down what his abilities are because each of his games are different. But if we're doing like kind of like a composite thing where he has like pretty much his Smash Bros abilities, then yeah, I'm not beating him because he can just do whatever, and that's just kind of weird. But even if we're talking about in the game, like if he has different abilities in the actual Pac-Man World games, I don't know what they are. So I'm just gonna say he automatically has advantage just because I don't know his abilities. What about the depressed Pac-Man Family Guy cutaway? Yeah, I think I could beat him. To be fair, any character, most fictional characters that are just suffering from depression are usually easy to beat. And I say usually because sometimes that depression just fuels them even further somehow. But yeah, no. With this particular situation, that's not the case. So the next on the list is Peter Griffin. And this is very 50-50. I'm gonna put him in coin flip because it matters the context of the episode of Family Guy. Because there are episodes, like there's one particular episode where like, because he's fat, like he like gets up off the couch and he walks to the door, and the bit is that like because he's fat that he can barely go anywhere without being exhausted, so he ends up being tired and sweaty and stuff. But then yeah, exactly that, Sanic, considering the giant chicken fights, in those episodes he fights pretty much across the entire state, sometimes across the country, and then he still has the energy to get up and like basically walk home. So it really depends on like what episode. But then you have to remember there was that one episode where the entire family had like that big fight where they were all fighting each other in the house and they destroyed the house pretty much. Peter was getting his ass whooped for the most part in that fight. And you would think that if he can fight the giant chicken throughout the entire country pretty much, that fighting his family wouldn't be that crazy. Even Lois, like she was a trained boxer for a whole episode, and that's fine. Like you can just say, oh well, she's just a better fighter tactically and she can beat his ass. But then there was that episode where she fought the chicken's wife and it just turned into a slap fight. So it's very like back and forth. So it's literally just based on continuity. I'm gonna put him in coin flip because it really depends on the context of why we're fighting and the whole episode as a whole. Like you never know. But this next guy I do know. This is Teen Titans Robin, and he absolutely beats my ass. I'm putting him at RIP to me. Hell no. Teen Titans Robin is a whole nother beast. This is the double knee drop off the top of a skyscraper ass motherfucker, and I'm not fighting him. And it's gonna be the exact same for the next person on this list, who is Roy Mustang. I'm gonna put him also in RIP to me because Roy Mustang is a whole different beast. This is the motherfucker who spent like 3 seasons of an anime getting a get back. And yeah, if he's willing to do all that, I don't even want to know what he would do to me, who basically has no powers. As a matter of fact, even in the Full Metal Alchemist universe, my knowledge on like how alchemy works, well, not necessarily how it works, but how I can make it work for me, isn't really that high, because you have to know a lot of information. Like you have to know chemical compounds, you have to know like what things are actually made of and how they're put together and all that. It's like being Momo from My Hero Academia, but like without it being a power, you just have to know the basic science. Like how she can't create anything where if she doesn't know like how it works, so she has to constantly study everything and take notes about it, and then she has like a notebook in her back pocket so that she can take even more notes and refer to her notes to create certain things. It's like that. Like Full Metal Alchemist is like that, except you don't have the power to create it out of your like own body. You have to actually draw up a transmutation circle with the proper perfect mathematic equation for whatever you're gonna make. And that automatically puts me at a disadvantage against Roy Mustang, because he's just burning me to death while I'm trying to figure this out. But yeah, the next person on the list is Scooby-Doo. So this is another, it kind of depends on the context, because in general, Scooby is a coward. If I just flex my confidence and decide, oh, I'm just gonna beat the hell out of this dog, I can put him and I would kill this fool easily. But if he runs away and gets a Scooby snack, he's probably going to beat my ass. So I'm just gonna have to pray that he doesn't have a Scooby snack and that I can beat the hell out of this dog. And I would put him and I would kill this fool. Which is actually the biggest section on this entire quiz so far. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 17 more characters to go through. And this stream is almost 2 hours. Wow, this video really is going to take 2 hours. This is going to be a crazy ass YouTube video. Probably just do it in clips then, to be honest. Might just make it short form content. But Shikamaru from Naruto. This depends on what I would have in Naruto. It says chances are the whole gang will have Scooby snacks and will be ops. Yeah, that is true. If the whole Scooby gang is on deck, then I'm gonna put him in tough fight, but I lose because Scooby's gonna get away, Shaggy's gonna get away with him. They're gonna get Scooby snacks from somewhere, and Fred is likely gonna make a plan to take me down. So yeah, I'll just put in tough fight, but I lose. But yeah, Shikamaru from Naruto. This really depends on like what my powers are, because I don't know like what kind of ninjutsu I would have. I also don't know if I'm from any special clan if I'm born there. And yeah, it really just depends on like full context of the fight, because 9 times out of 10 Shikamaru is gonna outsmart me and win. So I'm gonna put him also in tough fight, but I lose. Shinzo from My Hero Academia, the guy who can talk to you and make you freeze in place. This is an easy slam dunk because I know that his quirk requires you to respond to him for him to hypnotize you. So all I have to do is not respond to him, and then he's not a good hand-to-hand combatant. Actually, that might be inaccurate because he does like basically take on the appearance of Eraserhead. Literally just no sell. Yeah, that is true. Like he does have like the appearance of Eraserhead though. Like he has the binding cloths, so he could just bind me. But then this is the same argument that I had with Bakugo, where I'm like, it depends on what quirk I get. Because the easy answer is just don't respond to him when he speaks to me, and then I can just beat him easily. But then it also matters about the binding clause that he has at the end of the series, where he could just wrap me up. If I have a quirk where I can break through them, or if I'm fast enough to just dodge them, then yeah, this is an easy win. Just in case, because I don't know what quirk I have, I'm gonna put tough fight, but I win. Next is Shrek. So here's the thing about Shrek. He doesn't mess with nobody. He just wants to stay in his swamp and chill. And I would much rather prefer not to go into a swamp because that shit is disgusting. So I'm gonna put Shrek in coin flip, where it's just a stalemate pretty much. Because I'm not going to a swamp to fight anybody, and he's not gonna leave the swamp to try to deal with me. So it says, what would you be doing in his swamp? Exactly. What would I be doing in his swamp? Literally nothing. The next one is, I don't remember which one this is, but it's one of the penguins of Madagascar. I'm gonna put an RIP to me because the penguins, as far as I know, are never by themselves. So this is literally all 5 penguins in Madagascar jumping me. And all I gotta hear is what's his name? Kowalski, give me literally anything, throw it up out of your throat. And it's probably a rocket launcher or a grenade or a razor scooter to hit me in the shins with. Either way, I'm not beating the penguins. Sonic the Hedgehog, rip to me instantly, not beating him. Is this? I don't know who this is a picture of, but it's like, this is a rapper on this list. I don't know who it is. It's a guy with, oh, actually it's on his sunglasses. It's Soulja Boy. His name is literally on his glasses. It's Soulja Boy. Yeah, Soulja Boy. I don't know if he can fight, but yeah, I know what the fuck's he even doing? Soulja Boy's just on the list. But to be fair, there were other real people on this list too, but I don't know if Soulja Boy knows how to fight. I also don't know if he carries guns on him. So this is gonna have to be tough fight, but I win. No, I'm just gonna put I would kill this fool. Simply off the logic that he doesn't know who I am. So basically spotting Soulja Boy would be way easier than Soulja Boy spotting me. So if I have a knife or a gun or anything, I can get him before he even knows I'm there. It would be a quick assassination. Best he has is not knowing if he has a gun. Yeah, that's really all that is. Next is SpongeBob, and much like Peter Griffin, this kind of just is like an I don't know kind of thing, because when he had the episode with Flats is punching the hell out of him and it's doing nothing because he's like, oh, my spongy body just absorbs it. Then you get that episode in the Salty Spittoon where he got punched out by Patrick, and then when he went in, he slipped on an ice cube and got knocked out. So it's like, are you fragile or are you infinitely durable? And then we have that one episode where he pulls the entire outline of the universe out. So it's like his Toon Force abilities are very subjective. It's very contextual. SpongeBob can survive cheese graters, perfume, and educational TV. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I can't. No, can he survive perfume though? Because him and Patrick ran through the perfume department, and when they got out, they were looking pretty rough for wears. So I don't know, but it's kind of up in the air. Like his scaling is kind of everywhere. It kind of just depends on the context of the episode. Like if it's a Salty Spittoon episode, or anything kind of like action adjacent, I can probably say, oh, I just know karate, so I beat him up like Sandy does. But if it's something like the Flats episode, then there's nothing I can do. You just gotta dry him. Yeah, I just gotta dry him out. That's pretty much the best I can say to do. Oh yeah, because I am a human in the SpongeBob universe. We already decided this, so I don't even know why I'm debating this. Let's drop him right up in I would kill this fool, because I could just come down in a scuba suit, or a fucking, yeah, in a scuba suit, grab him, swim up to the top, and yeah, that's GG's. All right, next on the list is Steve Harvey. I don't know why he's on this list. Probably the same reason Soulja Boy and Miranda Cosgrove are on here. I'm gonna put him in I would kill this fool. Not like I want to or anything. It's just, I mean, it's Steve Harvey. Like there's no scaling knowledge on him as far as like a fight. He's just a guy, and a relatively old guy nowadays. In fact, how old is Steve Harvey? Let's see. How old is Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey is 68 years old. Yeah, I'm one-shotting this old man. Yeah, he's old, pretty much. He's just old. The number shouldn't even matter. He's just old. Mario. So, the Mario movie has given me new context as to how Mario's abilities work. So, when he's in the real world, away from like the Mushroom Kingdom and all that, he's just a guy who can get his ass beat. But when he's in the, like, through the pipes and he's in the Mushroom Kingdom in the other world, he basically has like all these toon abilities. Like he can bounce off of stuff, he can do the helicopter spin, he can gain power-ups and all that stuff. So I mean, now the worlds are kind of integrated, but now that I know that that's how the world works, beating Mario is just a matter of being a better fighter. And since Mario's not, he's more of a brawler, he doesn't have like a specific fighting style. But if you take into account like any game where he fights, like where he can throw punches and kicks, like Mario 64 or Smash Bros being the big one, he telegraphs a lot of his attacks aside from like his normal jab, which is pretty fast, by the way. His normal jab is fast as hell. It's like, what, 3 frames? But yeah, no, his normal jab is fast as hell, but everything else is pretty much a telegraphed attack. So blocking, parrying, and beating up Mario shouldn't be that difficult. And then if I can also get power-ups like he does, then it's really just a matter of who's the better fighter here. Mario's definitely more experienced with the power-ups, but I would say I'm more experienced in actual like hand-to-hand combat, because for the most part he was always just jumping on like Goombas or jumping over Bowser and kicking an axe down or something, but he was never like fist fighting for a while, so his fist fighting experience isn't that great. Next on the list is Joker. So it said all Smash characters are by being Smash roughly of equal power. Well, with that logic, then I could just say that if we're fighting in Smash Bros, that I'm a Mii brawler, and as a Mii brawler, I can beat Mario. At that point, it just depends on which which I guess who's playing Mario or what the difficulty is. But yeah, if I had Smash Bros right now, I would just boot it up, play a Mii Brawler, and beat his ass. But yeah, next on the list is Joker, and probably not that controversial. I'm gonna put I would kill this fool, because if I'm coming to Gotham to fight Joker, I'm just gonna shoot him. Like, Batman beats him up and then locks him up, or he'll tell other people not to kill him, and then for whatever reason Gotham doesn't have the death penalty, or they probably do and he just pleads insanity every time. But like, just kill him. I mean, for the most part, that's kind of what he wants Batman to do anyway, because if Batman kills him, that's considered a win. But yeah, just kill him. just get a gun and shoot him in the head. In most cases, he actively is telling him like, "Oh, we'll do it then. Go ahead and shoot me." He'll put the gun to his own head if he wants to. But like, that's because he's calling your bluff. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not gonna talk to Joker. I'm not gonna let him make jokes and be funny. I'm just gonna shoot him. So yeah, Joker, I'm gonna put in I would kill this fool. Next on the list is The Undertaker from WWE. So as a real person, he's obviously just a guy who wrestles. So I could put him where I put The Rock, because I put him on Tough Fight, but I lose. But also, according to lore, because The Rock doesn't have supernatural lore like The Undertaker does, but according to actual lore, he's a dead man walking, so he's essentially like a zombie or like a Jason Voorhees. I'm gonna put him in Rip to Me, because I am not going to be able to defeat the dead man. This mug has like super strength. His death choke, his choke is so strong. I don't think any wrestler in the verse has gotten out of it, even the stronger ones. And these guys are like built where they're stronger than me. And if they can't break out of his chokehold, I'm dead, you know? So I'm just gonna put him in RIP to me. But the next person on this list is Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer isn't really a fighter though. Like, even in her own games canonically, she just works out. And yeah, that's literally it. She's just a workout buddy. So to be honest, with Wii Fit Trainer, I'm gonna put her in the stalemate section like I did for like Shrek, because I wouldn't be fighting her. Like, you main Wii Fit Trainer? That's crazy. I've actually only met like 3 people that have ever said that. She can kick ass. No, she definitely can. She kicks ass in Smash Bros. But what I'm saying is, like, lore wise, she's pretty much just a personal trainer. And why would I want to fight my personal trainer to the death instead of just going to the gym with her? That's a free gym buddy right there. Like, I'm putting her in stalemate not because I'm saying she can't beat me and I can't beat her. I'm not saying it's a coin toss of who would win. I'm saying, what's the point of fighting to the death, you know? Yeah, it's sparring. I would call it a sparring match. Like, we would pretty much go to the gym, do our cardio, do our lifting, any calisthenics, and, you know, have our little protein smoothies and shiz. And when we're all rested up, we just have a sparring match. That's pretty much all that is. Alright, next on the list is Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z. This image is specifically the Saiyan Saga, and it's really hard to say that I would actually win this fight. But it's hard, I mean, it's not hard to say that I would win, but it's hard to say that it would be an easy stomp. I know there's like, the joke is that Yamcha is like so weak, he gets like killed by the Cyberman. Haha, very funny. If we really want to talk about a character in Dragon Ball being super weak and easy to kill, that should be Chaozu. Chaozu does not get clowned on nearly as much as he should. At least with Yamcha, he fought the Cyberman, he basically beat his ass. The only problem is he didn't stick the landing. He didn't actually kill it. So the Cyberman, with no other option, clutched onto him when he wasn't paying attention and killed him. The death pose is funny. The death pose has been memed on for an eternity. However, Chaozu, seeing no other option, latched onto Nappa's back and self-destructed and did 0 damage to Nappa. Nappa was perfectly fine. Nappa's armor was perfectly fine. Not a single scratch on his back. There wasn't like a hole in his back. There wasn't a cracked armor. Nothing. He was perfectly fine. So if anyone should be made fun of, it's Chaozu. But for Yamcha, if I'm in the Dragon Ball universe, we're both humans. So at this point, it's just a matter of our training. If I'm starting out in Dragon Ball like Yamcha, and my goal is to train to beat Yamcha, I feel like that's not gonna be that difficult, because out of the primary three humans, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha, he's the weakest of the three. And it's because his training is lackluster compared to the others. Like, Tien travels the world and trains with multiple masters and is always pushing himself to be stronger. Krillin was always Goku's rival in early Dragon Ball, so he was always pushing himself to be better than Goku whenever he would see how strong Goku was. If I'm in the Dragon Ball universe, I'm not gonna be like Yamcha. I'm not gonna go off by myself and do some training and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get stronger than everybody. I'm gonna be finding as many masters as I can to train with. Like, I'm gonna train with Roshi if I can. If I can't train with Roshi, I'm gonna travel with Goku a little bit and learn some stuff from him. I'll ask Krillin to teach me some stuff that he knows. I'll climb Korin's tower when I'm well and ready to do so, because I can't do that shit like today. I'm not a professional rock climber or anything. So, like, I would climb Korin's tower when I'm ready, go up there, train with Korin. Even if I have to, I would train with Master Shin, who was Tien's original master, who was technically evil, but whatever. Like, I can learn to fly from him, so I mean, is it really that bad? And by this point in the series, what is this? I think this is Sand Saga, Yamcha. So they have already gone to like the top of the tower and trained with Mr. Popo. But the problem is they didn't train with Mr. Popo. They went to the watchtower and trained with each other. I'm training with Mr. Popo because I don't know if you guys saw OG Dragon Ball, but Popo trained Goku and basically taught him how to defeat himself, which is pretty OP when it comes to like most scalings. So I'm going to put Yamcha. I feel like it's so disingenuous and obvious to say I would kill this fool, because that's probably where he goes. But I'm gonna put him in tough fight that I win, but as close to I would kill him as possible. Next is Yogi Bear. In his own universe, I would just be a guy and he would be a bear. So I think it's pretty normal to say RIP to me, because I'm not killing a bear. Well, I mean, to be fair, if I'm just a regular guy in Yogi's world, that means I can also acquire a gun. And Yogi is a pacifist, so no, this is I would kill this fool, because I could lay out a picnic basket and hide in a bush. Then he's gonna come over to the picnic basket to get a sandwich, and then I can just headshot him. That's super easy. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. The last, no, not the last. I have three more people. The next guy on the list, I don't know anything about him. This is, it says consider the tweaker you bear from Billy and Mandy. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's the only way I can imagine that. The next guy on the list is Yoshikage. What's his name? Yoshikage Kira? I think that's his name. The guy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with the blue suit and the green button-up shirt. I have not watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have not gotten past episode 11 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It is a very difficult watch for me, and I feel like it's so weird because, I mean, yeah, haha, joke, Bizarre show is weird, but there were 3 time skips in the first 11 episodes. I have no idea where we're going with this show, and to be honest, nothing has really kept me watching it. I know, like, Joseph Joestar, when he gets old, yeah, no clue myself. Yeah, I know Joseph Joestar, when he gets old, he's kind of like a goober, and he's kind of hilarious, because you get that whole, that meme, the holy shit, or whatever it is meme, where he's, like, crashing out in the desert. I know that's a whole thing, and then there's apparently, like, an inside joke with tacos later in the series, and Jotaro, by design, and from the few clips I've seen, Jotaro's probably my favorite of the characters, but it's mostly just his demeanor and how he behaves. But yeah, aside from Jonathan Joestar, Dio, and then the limited knowledge I have on Jotaro, I don't really know anything about this guy. Aside from that, he's an antagonist. But if we're in the JoJo universe, it's possible that I could get a stand, and that maybe my stand could beat him. But I don't know what my stand would be. This is the same route that I could go with like the My Hero characters, where how well I can beat them is dependent on if I get a quirk or not. So obviously I can't defeat a stand user if I don't have a stand. But if I do have a stand, it really just depends on what my powers are. So I'm gonna put him in tough fight, but I lose just because I don't even know his abilities. I don't know his abilities, and I don't even know what mine would be. Second to last is Yu Narukami, the main character of Persona 4. And this is what, the fourth Persona character we've talked about on this list? He has the power of the wild card, which gives him any persona. Well, not any persona, but he can use any persona from any arcana so long as he makes a bond with, like a contract with him. He's also the one who defeats Adachi, who was the very, very first person on this list. But it matters with, like, what my powers are. Like, if I get a persona, it matters like what my persona can do, and like how strong my persona can get. And if I'm leveling up alongside him, let's say I pull like an Akechi from Persona 5 and I pretend to be his friend so I can fight alongside him and level up. At the end of the day, my persona can only do so much unless I also get the power of the wild card. But chances are I probably won't get the powers of the wild card. I'm pretty sure I'm set within a specific arcana that's not the Joker. And if that's the case, then I can only use personas from that particular arcana. So he could just counterpick me with any persona he has. So I'm gonna say tough fight, but I lose. And the last person on this list is Zero Suit Samus. I'm not beating her. I'm not beating Zero Suit Samus. It's not happening. Fucking, yeah, GG's. That's really what that is. Fucking rocket boots, her stun gun that also counts as a fucking lasso, a laser lasso, like the agility she has. And then if it really comes down to it, you gotta remember she has the power suit. So yeah, I'm not beating her. Unfortunately, that is how that is. I can't beat her. So our full list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3. So we have 26 characters, and I would kill this fool. We have 10 characters in tough fight but win, 10 characters in coin flip, 9 characters in tough fight but I lose, and this is 21 characters in RIP to me. And I think that about fills out the entirety of this tier list. Unfortunately, actually I beat far more characters than I lose to, it looks like, which is great. Yeah, I think I can rationally say that I beat over 50% of the characters on this list. Sick. But boy, did I have to yap to figure that one out.